soil, and like we said, that from the starting point, we have to do something. And the part of the soil assessment that will be carried out is soil analysis. That is understanding the foundation. And the first set of analysis will be the physical analysis, which has to do with looking at the texture of the soil. Well, we know that, like our provost representative has said, that soil can be sick. Okay, so you know that a sandy soil must have some nutrients and some other things for it to do well, and also the silts and the clay. So first you have to know the texture of the soil you want to use, whether it will be suitable for whatever you want to grow or not. And as well, you look at the structure, the porosity, the water retention capacity. And what this will do, these parameters will determine the root penetration, how much, the roots can penetrate. And that will determine the much nutrient the plant or the crop will take for it to be viable. And then we also look at the drainage efficiency and aeration. So from soil physical analysis, you can see that the parameters will determine, will show us whether the extent of the root penetration, the drainage efficiency, and aeration. From there, we go to the chemical analysis, still on soil characterization. So the chemical analysis, the key parameters that will include pH, the pH of the soil, okay, the acidity, whether it's acidic or is alkaline. And you know that for a soil that is acidic or might not be too good for planting, we might need to think of, introducing lime, okay. And also, we want to also look at one of the parameters that should be looked at, the micronutrients, that is the sodium, the phosphorus, and the potassium, I should also mention. And the micronutrients too, the iron, zinc, and the organic matter content. Like I said, if our soil, example is that if the soil is an acidic soil, it may require liming, and if there are nutrient deficiency, that will help guide us for the kind of fertilizer that we need for such a soil. Then from there we go to, next slide please. Biological analysis. And this biological analysis is very, very essential because, healthy soil, they are biological active soils, and those are the ones that will be good for our crop. So the laboratory will also provide such information that the microbial population. I've already mentioned such that how much of the bacteria do we have, how much of fungi is in the soil. Then also you will be able to assess the soil enzyme activity, whether it will be good enough for the plants or not. All these are what the technologists carry out in the laboratory. So it doesn't have to be just to be saying that we have crops. We are already saying that all these are what are laid, the foundations are laid in the laboratory. Now, from soil data to decision making, like we said, since we now know the state of our soil, okay, we get from the laboratory, make use of those results from the laboratory. We use them to, now the results will inform us and help us for our crop selection. Different plant, different soil is required for different type of plants. And when you characterize your soil and you know what it entails, it will help you to select the kind of crop that will grow well in such soil. And if your soil is also deficient, the laboratory result will tell you, and it will also help you in the fertilizer to determine the type of fertilizer and the dosage you'll be using for your plant, the soil that will be suitable for the crop you'll be using. And also, that's where we'll talk about irrigation planning too. If your soil is not the type that is water retention, that has enough water you want to plant, or for irrigation, the result from the lab will tell you that there will be need for you at a particular time for you to what to use. And as well, this will help you in a soil amendment strategy. So this stage is the stage that transforms raw data, all those data that we have, we transform it to agricultural strategy, which will help us in having good productivity. And it all happens in the lab. Now, after we are informed, we also need to seed our seed. We have to test the seed, testing the seed, and if you need to improve the seed, we will do so. So before planting, germination test will ensure viability. You have to test it, and it's also carried out in the lab with technologists. And you also have to see to do some genetic screening, which will help improve the yield and the resistance to probably some pests and maybe drought and some other things that will be affecting the crop. And you also do disease testing, which will prevent early crop failure. If we don't see to it and check for the viability of the plant or of the seed that we want to plant, if you just go ahead and plant it, they're not viable. You just go to the whole crop and you're not able to. That will be failure on the part of them. Then, these are the laboratories contribute to hybrid seed development. To improve in the seed, you can do hybrid seed, you can do genetically improved varieties, and also produce pest-resistant crops. All this happens in the lab. Now, I haven't tested your seed and it's viable enough for you to go to, you now do the planting. Now, after you are planted and it's growing, there's need for you to monitor your growth as well. So monitoring during growth is very essential, and that can be carried out through plant tissue analysis. You detect by detecting the nutrient uptake efficiency. You can also identify the efficiency early enough so that you can make up, fill in the gap if there is need. You also want to ascertain the water quality test by testing the water that you have. You want to look at the pH and the salt level of the water that the plants will be taking. And you also want to prevent, toxic substances. See whether the water has toxins. Then also you want to look at think about the pest and disease diagnosis, and this will be carried out via microbial culturing, microscopic examination, using other techniques like PCR. And know that when we do all this, it helps, it helps us to detect and prevent a large-scale loss. So after monitoring the growth of our plants, we will also have to do the environmental monitoring, which the laboratory will also assess for soil contamination, whether there is heavy metal, whether there is pesticides in the soil. We want to see whether the soil has pollutants that will be affecting the air quality of the crop, and also water pollution. The lab will also assess that, and this assessment will help ensure sustainable farming and also environmental protection, and it will also help us to comply with safety standards. Now, after we've done all that, we've done our soil testing, we've tested our crops, we've grown our crops, we monitor them from the environment. The next thing is that we will have to harvest. And the harvest quality will also need to be assessed. So at harvest, the laboratory work ensures the nutritional composition, of this crop. We also want to determine the moisture content of the crop, and also see that we have a good shelf life. We predict the shelf life of the crop, and as well we detect contaminants, whether they are toxins or pathogens that will be in the crop that will affect the end users. And at this stage is the stage that connects agriculture to safety, and also helping the public, safeguarding public health, and also the market standards, ensuring we have to ensure that we comply with the standards that are. Next, we also have to look at post-harvest, the laboratory to help in supporting, to say that there is post-harvest and value addition to all these our crops, and the support does have to do with food processing techniques, prevention methods, packaging, and innovations as well. So as examples of this will be determination of the optimal storage conditions, which will help our crops to stay, stay longer when we have to store them, and as well, we will also develop process for food products. Process that's part of harvest, post-harvest value. The laboratory also help in the development of processing of those food products, and as well, ensuring quality control in all industries. And we've said so much about technology here and there, and for us to be able to sustain all these things we are saying, there is need for us to, see the role of modern laboratory technologies, that is advancing on what we have, and in the laboratory, this would include, the advancements will include spectroscopy, that is using spectrophotometer to carry out and check for the concentrations of all these probably toxins or whatever that are not, that we need to know in the crops and the plants, and also chromatography techniques is also used as well. Then we also want to explore more of our molecular biology tools, and also remote sensing and data analysis. So this technology will improve accuracy, it will improve speed, and it also help us to predict whether we have capability to produce good products at the end. And outside all this, we talk about all that we want to do, and all that we still have. There's no harm. We will not have challenges in one way or the other in the laboratory. And in these challenges, we also will be affecting our agricultural integration. So some of the challenges that we could be that of limited access to modern laboratories. Okay, most of these equipment or these labs are expensive, so a local farmer may not be able to access all this, the laboratory, to be able to pay for, maybe to test for their crop or the soil and all that, then high cost of equipment is also what will cost limitation to access to the modern laboratory, because some of these farmers or people might not be able to avoid the cost of this, because the equipment that are used is very, very expensive. And we also lack skilled personnel, and I want to dwell a little on that. So many of us that have spoken today have talked about training. So we will also want to employ us that we should see and take it seriously. The issue of training for our laboratory personnel is very, very essential. My provost, let's see what we can do about that to assist the technologists, especially when we have training that will help enhance the work that they're doing. You know, there are situations where because of or probably we don't take it as anything important, these ones will not be able to attend any of those training. So please, let's encourage our technologists. Then, poor data utilization by the farmers. You know, it's a thing for us to work in the lab, toil all day, night, and we get results, and we pass it down to the farmers, and they are not able to employ it or use it. So it's also part of the challenges we are having. Okay? So with all these challenges, there is need for us to bridge the gap so that we will do what? Maximize agricultural production. Now, the way forward, the future. There's need for us to have a smart and integrated system. So the future of agriculture also lies in the laboratory, in precision farming, AI-driven analysis, a real-time monitoring system. We have said you have to monitor the environment, monitor the activities, the environment and all. We also need to integrate lab to the field data, like I said, that is very, very difficult, especially for the local farmers that don't see the need for all that. So the laboratory will evolve. That's our hope, that the laboratory will evolve from a support system to a central command system in agriculture. And I want to conclude by saying that a single day in the laboratory can determine the success of an entire farming season. And the fact that it's from the soil testing to the seed improvement through growing, monitoring, and final harvest quality assessment, the laboratory is the unseen engine driving agricultural success. Now, understanding and investing in the laboratory science is not optional. It's essential for food security, for environmental sustainability, and for economic development. As we celebrate World Laboratory Day today, let us recognize that every harvest begins not just from the soil and the seed, but with science, precision, and many laboratory. Before I say thank you, I have a final word for us. So on this World Laboratory Day, my message to this college is that to the students, they should learn laboratory skills, and that a whole without a PhD term is incomplete agriculture. As to the students, and to the staff, and to the technologists, Let our laboratory serve our community. Every farmer is in this local government area should know our soil laboratory. Well, from all that I had, I suppose that we have soil laboratory in this college. So let's improve and make it known to our community so that the farmers around our community will also benefit from it. And to the management, let's invest in the lab. One working atomic absorption spectrophotometer machine saves more lives than one new bus. The laboratory is not a room with bottles. The laboratory is the promise that agriculture in Nigeria will be based on truth, not guesswork. Not guesswork. You know, we do a lot of guesswork and it's not paying off. Thank you for your audience.
Thank you very much. Let's applaud her. She's done justice to that topic. God bless you. Thank you. I would like to welcome into our midst the Dean of the biggest school in this college, School of Agriculture, Dr. Mrs. Mubuka Shodamola. She came in a while ago. We want you up there. And as the guest speaker was giving a lecture, we had a visitor in our midst, Dr. K.P. Odushola from Federal message. I'll call Dr. Ateri, the Dean of the School of Engineering Technology, to please come give his good message, the short one, followed by Dr. Adeniran, and followed by Dr. Shodamola. Short good messages. Dr. Alabi. Sorry, my sister is hiding at the back. That is why. So sorry, ma'am. And Dr. Alabi, just 2 minutes goodwill messages. So from Dr. Teres May, Dr. Adam, please come. Followed by Dr. Shodamola, followed by Dr. Alabi. Please come for your goodwill messages.
Thank you very much. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Yes, I'm Dr. Adeniran from the School of Agricultural Management and Vocational Study, the Dean of School. Yeah, I want to congratulate every one of us here, most especially our technologists. Yes, our school recognizes you, and we are happy to be associated with you. And I know that we have been working together and we will continue to work together. I'm very sure that without you, we cannot exist. So I want to congratulate you as we celebrate this World Laboratory Day. Thank you from all of us from School of Agricultural Management and Vocational Studies.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning once again. I'm happy to be here, though I came late. I'm sorry about that. I had another assignment I just coming in. My name is Dr. Shodamola once again, and I want to say congratulations to Rolls, because I will say to Rolls, because 80% of us that are technologists in this college are from my old school, and that means to Rolls, because I'm part of it, and I'm proud to see today coming up. It's the first time we're having this. It's something of joy, and I also want to congratulate all of us for this. And it's very special. Thank you, ma'am, for our guest lecturer for coming. Within my short period of stay here, I've had at least I was able to pick one or two things that for the success of whatever we want to do, it starts from the lab, and that is planning. So, and I hope to see more from us, starting from the lab, going to the farm level, and at the end of the day, I pray we are going to the farming season now, that we have plenty harvest this year, by God's grace. So thank you. Enjoy your day. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Labibas.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alabi Bukola, Dean of School of Business Studies and Media Technology. I want to say happy World Day, World Laboratory Day. I want to say congratulations to all the technologists. When I saw the flyer on the group, I was excited. I was like, wow, this is a great one. So I want to congratulate everyone. And I want all the technologists in the house to celebrate. Let's celebrate ourselves. Let's celebrate ourselves. We've been doing so wonderfully well in the college. And I pray that the Almighty God will continue to strengthen you in Jesus' name. And I will look forward to more of this in Jesus' name. So once again, congratulations. God bless you all.
Thank you, ma'am. And just like I omitted introducing my sister at the beginning of this program, even me myself, nobody knows me. So let me tell you, my name is Wilson Oyekemi, the head corporate relations unit of this college. This is basically. Thank you. So let's move on. It's time for question and answers. I'll call on Mr. Okaike Odufo to please come forward and take charge of this session. Question and answer session. Why are we not clapping for him now?
Thank you very much. I want to really appreciate our guest speaker because the theme here says a day in the laboratory from soil to harvest, and she's going to run that. In fact, she's going to the future of agriculture. And so I know many of us will be having one or two questions to ask her. So if you have any questions to ask our guest speaker, please you can indicate so that she's right here to answer or provide solutions to any questions that you have. Yes, sir. Okay.
Thank you very much.
My name is Mr. Adalba. Well, what to our president? I think I feel a lot of money. But you said something about don't need to my HAB, local police thing. I don't need to financial, but I know about the mission of the people, I know about the vaccines. But now with HAB, look at that job, look at that one, like the police. What I was trying to do is, I know the vaccines, and I one is based on the practice all those things that we don't have. So I was going to say, two, look at our Lagos people. These are important policies. Here has a woman who has seen and read it about several activities. Also, the services that is used to deserve it. How do we now reach out? Because the problem is that the black was like a standard of activities. People don't see what I was saying. They are talking about the same thing. They are talking, you go to the farmer. They tell you, you go to the farmer, you know what to do. How do you think you can reach out to go to the farmers and the consumers the general consumer, those who really have to let everybody understand. The elite of the kind of family, the Marino Kuya. So, because everybody will look at it, but the organic person. But the other people don't know anything about organic. It's not like it's just so how do we challenge it?
Well, that's a good question. It's a general problem now. You know, I mentioned it in the challenges we look at. It's very, very difficult to do that, but at the same time, it also starts with us. Those of us that are knowledgeable, that we know about this, we are also the ones that will have to reach out to this concern, you know, by going to them, educating them. So it has to do with us too. And now those of us that are knowledgeable are the ones that will reach out to this ones. And you know, we have the issue of translational research. That is very constant. We had most times we carry out experience, we do research, we tell us that so plants can cure, can do this, can prevent it, can elaborate this and that. How do we translate this and get it to the end users? That's where we are. So we are the ones that will also do this by doing what? Trying to educate this and making them to see the reason why all these things are harmful to them. Thank you. I don't know if anybody will have any contribution.
Thank you very much. It's not a contribution to what I'm saying. I just want to probably ask a question. Not just to you, but also to Mrs. Simon. From what I presented, there's a staff in this college about 2 months or 3 months ago. She was supposed to produce tomato, and then she got this, and she put in a lot. In fact, she used a screen house in UI, and then she put in a lot, and at the end of the day, it was a mess because the siblings were not to write about. And from the presentation, I could saw clearly where this should have been resolved in testing for viability of this. But now, here is what I do. From your presentation as well, I saw everything presented. Man, in all honesty, there is no way a farmer will go through every step that you have highlighted that farmer will have a problem. It's impossible. And I'm not saying this because I know it is impossible. But the problem now is, by the time the farmer goes through all of these things, because I saw PCR there, I'm a microbiologist, a pathologist. At the end of the day, would the farmer be spending almost 50 million naira to at least do all of these things? So, what I now want to say that maybe Mrs. Allah also could come on board, you don't have to respond now. Is that is it going to be possible? I don't know if it's possible in UI or if you guys do it, that we have something like diagnostic centers that farmers can easily come to, and then all these pathways will be there. They don't have to be asking what am I supposed to do next, or the pathways will have been there. And then farmers can just come, just like they go to pharmacy and then they buy drugs and things like that, so that they can be guided. Because honestly, this person I was talking about she has MSc, she's got educated, and she's still running into that kind of problem. So I could imagine the plight of an ordinary farmer who does not even understand all of this thing. So I just want to ask if it will be possible, and also how Mrs. Alahi can continue to enjoy the relationship, whatever I know she has one or two, that she can continue to enjoy that relationship so that whatever local thing probably you are doing there can be brought to our college, because I'm passionate about this college. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. There are some things that are not possible. It is not possible. Even though you go to hospital, you can't get everything straight. in the pharmaceutical area, you can't get education. The speaker just gave us the highlighted on what's supposed to be done. And this is in Nigeria, whereby even though one voice an issue for agriculture, particularly the institution. I don't know, this is college of agriculture, maybe you have collected money for the capital. Even though I have that the advantage is soil. They normally do what they call repeats every year. They send this to the federal government and know that they will distribute. And they distribute it to the farmer. They have done a lot of research work on the soil in the southwest. Are they funding for them? So thank you very much, man, because you have already put hands and then like the title of the day. And this is an academic effort. That is how we talk in academic effort. Assuming this is if she want to talk to farmer, she will shake the talk. She can't go deeply like that. Talking as a technology, if you are talking as a technology, you must mention the equipment. Otherwise, if you do not mention the equipment, it means you don't know what you are doing. So thank you very much.
I was privileged to be in the program last year at Abuja. The federal government is trying to do something, but we are addressing the issue just raised. So just pray that they have the capacity to do it and do it faithfully. They're talking about soil information science. And what they want to do, they want to have laboratory in all the 774 local governments in Nigeria. But look at it that is it possible? Can they achieve that? Then I told you what we can do is to have a centralized laboratory in the state. They will not have the mobile laboratory, not local government. So I think if the government is willing to do something, they can do it. But an individual institution cannot do it. For example, we are not able to distill water for the past 3 weeks because we don't have electricity. Now how are we going to work? So it's a big problem, but if government is trying to do something, it's actually especially for academic environment that students have to do research. Somebody was telling me, a woman says her name. He said that throughout her study, her MSc and PhD, he never had a big meter. So it was when we started working, we had to begin to learn to use PhD, and that's the problem we are facing. I think government is willing to do something they can improve what I'm talking about. It is achievable, it is possible, but the drive and the capacity.
Thank you very much, sir.
Sorry, I want to respond to something. You see, sir, what you said that is not, everything is not achievable, but to some extent, we can still achieve something. You know, I talked about, you know, it's not the sophisticated equipment that really that matters at some level, especially this local farmer. You know, if a farmer can afford to do a test of 3,000 and save 1,000, you know, just to do viability test for his plant, for his crop, for 3,000, and he now says he can't afford to do that. And at the end of the day, he will lose something worth more than. So we should encourage them, whatever it is. And for the students you were talking about, I think in our academic environment like this, I think we have some other institutions like IIT. Some of this, the tomato you are talking about, I don't know whether IIT have improved tomatoes, but there are some other crops like cassava, like yam, like rice, like maize. So some of these improved crops have been gotten directly from the source where they already assess them and ensure that they are already ensured that they are valuable and they will be productive. So if they could access such opportunities around, and I suppose working with the government to also see to it that farmers also and like the Reverend was saying, you know, some of these things we need to sustain them when we start work. It's not that we cannot start something. We was talking about the government wanting to start. You know, there are some people that are interested in importing crops and want to make their quick money and all that. I will make sure that these things are not sustained. That also so those are the problem issues we're having. It still boils down to now all the challenges, limitation to this, to that, and lack of fun too. We will get there. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Council, for your lecture so far. I just go this way back. Concerning this issue of the sacrifice, that's what I want to go to. We do encourage farmers to get their seed from the entire point of relation of the seed. But my concern is, how are we sure those seeds are coming from those places? Ask those that are registered. Because I mean, sacrifice viruses. Because you know, that's I think what I understand. I thought this seed from our own nation, maybe from 6 points. And you don't need this at 35 places. But when I go to the village, I discovered that some people said to go that planted not in terminated. I don't know. That's why my question goes to that. Because all those things that are saying that, because I know they have their first manipulative. So that's my question. Thank you very much. My name is Adabani. Thank you very much.
You just said it. You see, that's why I said we must go to certified. I will encourage us to use IIT. You know, even in front of IIT, you will see some people selling cassava. I do buy from them. But most of those things, they are not from IIT. Yes. And they will portray the image that these things are cotton, they are IIT products, they are from IIT, they are crops from IIT. They are not. I bought several seeds, I bought vegetable seeds that were not viable. And they will tell you it's viable. Some of them will just go and get some chemical, they color the maize, and you buy it. And when you get there, you just waste all your efforts, and they will fail. Whatever. The whole season will just be waste. So please, we must look for certified, not those roadside people that will be telling you that they are certified. They are not certified people. They want to make their quick money. God will help us.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Yeah. Okay. That's
Thank you. Please, I want to ask a question. Nowadays, people are using cocoa pits when they are doing their nursery. Now they are leaving soil, living in Alabama. They don't want to use soil. Is it that soil is no good for nursery and they're using cocoa pit? If they're using cocoa pit and we are seeing percentage of growth, can we use the cocoa pit also for maybe we want to continue planting the tomato in a big pot? Can we use the cocoa pit? And what is the nutrient present in the cocoa pit?
Okay. Well, I'm not too familiar with cocoa pits, but I think if they are using cocoa pits, it must mean that soil has failed them. Okay, those soils, they have lost their nutrients. They are not. They don't have good biological, probably. I'm just saying, and that you know that most times we overuse soil. I have a scenario where the same soil, you will plant there this year. Next year you say plant. You don't add fertilizer, you don't do anything, and you keep complaining that these things are not growing well and all that. It's because of them. And because most of these plants that we plant, the crops, there are some that cannot just survive directly when you plant them directly on your heap, the farm. And you need to, to an extent do what? Plant them in the nursery. So I don't know the constituent. Probably they have some other additives and other things that that encourage such. So if you can work for a nursery, you can also experiment. You're in the lab. So if it works for you, good. In as much as it doesn't have, it will not constitute hazard, toxins and all those things that are not healthy for consumption. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. The time at our disposal now is really not in our favor. So, ma'am, please permit us, or you can make your phone number, your WhatsApp number handy. I know a lot of them have questions to ask, but because of the time now, so please, ma'am, can you help us out in that direction, please? Thank you very much, ma'am. So, I will hand over the mic to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We welcome special remarks right now from the Provost, ably represented by Dr. Mrs. Victoria E. Okwesi, to please come forward for special remarks. Okay. If there are remarks from the deans and the host herself, Dr. Mrs. Victoria Okwesi. I think Madam stepped out.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all that are here present, for the time, for your efforts to put this program to come to you. I cannot say any other thing more than to say a big thank you to those organizers. The program is a huge success. I believe we succeeded today. This is the median, I think it's the median. So we are trusting God, a greater one is coming. And I appreciate everybody present. We have come, we have had, and we are here to put into practice, especially the technologies that are working in the lab. We have all had it. We have to put more effort in our scientific analysis of our seed, our soil, and whatever it takes to bring fruit to the table. And I say a big thank you for coming from the Provost's office and from the Deputy Provost Academics, the management, and everyone present. We say a big thank you for this great event. God bless us all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I forgot to say something when the guest speaker finished answering questions. It came to my mind as I was sitting there. I saw in her name, Easy Wine. And I may not be an Igbo person, but I understand a bit of what that name means. It means a woman of timber and caliber, a woman of strong abilities, a woman that is like a man. So based on that, we want us to clap for her. She's done well. Thank you very much. Our guest lecturer is Ezen Wine. She's Ezen Name. She's Ezen Wine. So that clap and standing ovation for our guest speaker, everybody on their feet. Our guest speaker, Ezen Wine, one of our Federal College of Agriculture. I'll call on the Dean of the School of Applied Sciences for his special remarks. You don't want to come down here. I'll come and meet you.
Thank you very much, ma. It's been a wonderful day indeed. I appreciate the guest speaker. It's always nice listening to a professional, honestly. I don't care who you are. Once they deliver, you catch one or two things. So thank you so much, ma. God will continue to bless you. And also, I want to plead with Mrs. Salah, as long as you are still the director, please, I wish that we will not miss a single year of this. It should continue. It brings awareness and it helps us to interact. Thank you so much.
See what we would have missed if you didn't stand up to tell us this. Thank you very much, sir. And I'll call on the host herself, Dr. Mrs. Alai. Give her that doctorate degree this morning. Dr. Mrs. Aya.
Well, I want to thank everybody today. It has been very wonderful. We thank the Lord because He gave us a very good weather. We thank God for grace upon the lives of everyone. And we want to thank God for Federal College of Agriculture, more plantation in Ibadan. At this point, I really want to appreciate the provost, who, because of his love for this college and for his love for everyone, gave us this opportunity. We thank God for his life because he actually believed in us that we can do something. So he gave us the opportunity. I really want to appreciate the provost. I want us to clap for the provost who has given us this privilege and honor. It's because of the grace of God upon us. So I want to thank everyone who worked seriously to make sure today is surely a success. We thank God for his mercy. I really want to thank God for his mercy. It's the first ever of its kind in this place. And we thank God that we are doing it. FCA Ibadan is what? The first and the best. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, our guest speaker. The notice we gave her was very short. The provost called us on Friday, and here we are today, Thursday, to organize this program. We appreciate God. We say thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all our deans and our lecturers. God bless you.
And all directors around here, including Adabanija. I'll call on Mr. Adesoya Adewale to give us the vote of thanks.
On behalf of the Directorate of Technologies and Technical Staff, I want to thank the guest speaker from the Premier University in Nigeria and the very best and the greatest. You're welcome, and thank you for the lecture. I also want to thank our provost for giving us this rare opportunity to do a program like this. I especially use the word do because some people are trained to think, some people are trained to do. We are trained to do, and that's why you can see what we do. So I want to thank him. I say to the provost, thank you very much. And I want to thank every guest that we have invited, all the management team for your support, and we appreciate you. And I want to thank my colleagues. I want to say a big thank you for gracing the occasion. By next year, it's going to be greater than this. I want to thank the information unit of the college. They have been a very strong backbone. Okay, the media unit. Sorry, I'm a farmer. I don't know so much. And I want to thank our guests from the Dominion TV. They have been our supporter. Very short time we gave them and they were here. Because they are the best TV station in the matter. Visit their studio, you will see the best. I've been there. So you are welcome. And the head of public relations unit. She's a very powerful woman anyway. I want to thank you especially. Thank you everybody and God bless.
Thank you, and thank you. So at this time, I will enjoin us to please rise up for the closing prayer. And we're going to use the third stanza of the national anthem. We will read it all together. That is our prayer for this closing, for the closing of this program. 1, 2, go. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Amen. We will now wait for the group photographs. So please, let's be seated and wait as we are called for the group photographs. So all the director, you have to be part of the photo. Do we take it up there or we come down here? Let's come down here. So all the management team and the deans, please, can you step down here? Including our guest speaker. and our the acting chairman, the acting chairman. Okay, say everything. Association of Science, Laboratory, Technology of Nigeria. Praise the Lord. All the technologies in the house, the guest speaker should remain, the director should remain, all the laboratory technologies first. All the laboratory technologies. All laboratory technologies.